So I found out that trying to do a video of any kind here in my house is really difficult because there's a lot of interference going on. But to this point, that doesn't affect you. Is I'm doing the first firearm review video or any review video I've ever done because I've bought a lot of newly released firearms from manufacturers and have had less than satisfactory results and found myself wishing that, man, I wish there was a review for this. So I'm going to just pay it forward and do a review for this. I found other reviews, but I found them to be less than adequate in my opinion. No opinion is very right, and that's what they all say about opinions. So anyhow, Zenith Zigana KC by Tisa. Tisa is the Turkish manufacturer, Zenith is the importer, and Zigana KC is the specific model of this gun. And my understanding is Zigana is Turkish for gypsy. I might be saying all this wrong, but again, my Turkish is terrible. It might be better than yours. I hope it's better than yours. But I don't speak Turkish, and if you're in Turkey watching this and I'm saying it wrong, good for you, pal. Anyhow, let's get this unboxed, and you see here right away the first thing that appeals to me, or you'll notice, is that it is a really unique looking gun right away. Secondly, you'll notice that it comes with 2 extra mags. There's one inside the box there. So we'll get this guy out, hit that mag release, and the mags eject free real nice, as they should, so it's clear, right? I already checked this before. This is like my 4th or 5th attempt at doing this, so anyhow, it is a double action, single action pistol. It's got lightning cuts on the slide, and it is a ported barrel. You can see, and I shot this a lot. I was going to do a video at the range, but it's noisy. Even when I'm by myself, I can't set up this when, I'm doing this very simply from my phone, so I did not spend a lot of time trying to figure out how to rig this thing up at the range and do a review there. It does shoot well. It shoots better than my Glock 19. It's got an excellent trigger in it. This particular one shoots better than my Glock 19. I say this particular one because there's a backstory behind that, and I'll get to that in a minute. But the single action trigger in it for a out-of-the-box factory gun, is really nice. I'll show you now. It's right there in that 3-pound range, and you can watch the break on that when it drops. Right. Not too bad. And the reset is pretty livable too, if you ask me. I'd say it borders on nice. Now the double action, it's what you expect from the double action. It's probably a little heavier than most. I mean, I've had SIG P250s and CZ75B, which I would say this is a harder double action trigger than the CZ75B by far. So it's in that plus 10-pound range easy, and you can see, you're really flexing to get a good grip on that, or to get a good travel and release on it. So the next thing you'll notice here is it has a really high bore axis. It does have that nice big square frame and good tight slide fit. And you'll see here from the back, it's got a real nice tight slide fit there too. Breaks down like a SIG. So you cock it back and you flip the trigger over there, the slide release or the breakdown bar. Works easier with the hammered back. And it just comes off forward, and you can see here I got it nice and dirty for you. That ported barrel throws all that junk inside of there. And you can see the ports on this barrel are very elongated. But they're probably not as big as they should be compared to other ported barrels or pistol compensators. Compensators of any kind, they usually have a pretty good size ports in them, and like I said, it's really dirty. So other than that, I would say that the ported barrel in it, man, it does absolutely nothing to mitigate recoil. It feels like every other 9mm pistol I've ever shot. I mean, it does absolutely zero. It makes the insides really dirty for you to clean. I mean, if you like that sort of thing, I guess that's cool, but I don't. I was really expecting it to be, you know, smooth and low and real flat shooting, but man, it's just another 9. But the groups are great, the trigger is great, so the accuracy potential is really there. But one thing that I don't care for in this, and I know this is fairly common, is that there's no way to carry this one in condition 1, I think that's what you call it, where you've got the hammer locked back and in safe. And unfortunately, it's just decocker style only, so once you get it there, it's got the firing pin block and the trigger is dead. So then it becomes, you take it off and it goes back to that double action. So to get us back to why I say this particular gun is really accurate, the first one that I got was it was the same exact one, but it was shooting 3 inches low at 10 yards and progressively worse the further back from there. I mean, it was absolutely unusable, and they had sent the manufacturer, the dealer, a shorter front sight, because they said, well, they thought maybe that the front sight that came with that particular gun had maybe some sort of issue with the extruder. It was too tall, something was off. So they tried that, and it did not correct the problem. The gun was just, it was screwed up. They wouldn't go into any sort of detail over how screwed up it was, but you know, it had to be something out of parallel there. It was unfixable. They sent me a whole new gun. And the whole turnaround process and troubleshooting process, that was about a month. But from the very first Friday that I contacted them, Friday evening, I bought it on Thursday, shot it on Friday. Monday morning, I had a response from them wanting to get, you know, troubleshooting going on the gun or sending it back to them. And so it took about a month all the way turnaround to get a new gun back in my hands at no cost to me. So, and the new one, it shoots great, no complaints. Very, very pleased with it. It's a very interesting gun. The grips are ugly as all heck. They're kind of big. I mean, they fit my hand well. I've seen a couple other people's reviews so that they were not, you know, really big enough to reach around. And I don't know what to tell you there. Yeah, it fits my hand real nice. I think it feels great. It sights up, it pushes out, it feels right there. You know, it's got a good tight grip on it. I mean, nothing to complain about in my opinion, other than, like I said, the mag release is a little bit on the low side. But all in all, man, I really like it. Oh, the price point, that's what's really cool. $450. So, and that's actually a little bit above MSRP for this. I didn't mind paying it because, I mean, it's a stainless ported barrel, you know, uses P220 mags. I didn't know how good it was going to be going into it, and I did have, you know, a little bit of an issue. Still, though, it's a good gun. I mean, $450 for a shooter. I've fired quite a few hollow points through it. I put some Hydra shocks through it. I put some of those Liberty Civil Defense through it, and a whole ton of round nose Freedom Munitions remanufactured 115 grain. I put a whole, man, 400 or 500 rounds through it so far. Not a single malfunction. And usually you got a break-in period on a gun. You know, it is one thing that I should have cleaned it up for to show you was that the internal machining on it is really nice. There's, you know, usually when you get stuff from Eastern Europe, the Middle East, you know, some of these lower manufacturer quality countries, you see a lot of tooling marks from reusing old mill bits and stuff on the CNC and just being cheap overall. And this, it doesn't look like they cut any of those corners. So when I had that issue with the first one, I was really surprised that there was an issue at all. And upon breaking it down and checking that one, you could see where they've gone in there and hand polished a couple things and make it look a little cleaner, get some sharp edges off. So yeah, all in all, I don't think it's a bad deal, especially at that price. So, man, y'all have fun with that.